All right, welcome back to another episode of Psychonaut Sessions, your home for all things Psycho, Ultraverse Edition. Today we're going to be tackling Prime number 3.
Numero tres.
Yeah, here with my co-host Aaron Conaway, and we're going to take a look at this book. Love it, appreciate it. This cover is amazing. I'm so ready to kind of see the result of the fight with our goopy-toothed fellow.
Yeah, no, this same. I don't like it quite as much as I did issue 2's cover, but this is still a dope cover.
Really? I actually like this one more. I like seeing our hero in peril. He looks a little weird, his body, but I love this monster. He's just fun looking.
Yeah, I forgave the weirdness around the waist with just the fact that Prime is what it. I mean, it's basically ectoplasm around a kid. So
yeah, fun little fact about this book, Aaron. As we were getting into reading these, I found out I have doubles.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, anybody who's watching this video, if you share this video out on your social media and you tag both Aaron and I will send you a free copy of Prime issue 3. How's that?
Boom.
For
presents. Who knew the Ultraverse watch was going to come with presents?
I know. So if that happens with any other doubles that I find in my quest for collecting every Ultraverse title on the face of planet Earth, we'll do that for each video that I have a double. How's that?
Sweet. Sounds like a deal to me.
All right, let's jump in. Oh, what is this splash page? I had to do a little bit of a double take when I read this. I was like, "Wait, what is this?
Oh, really?
This is not as kablammy as other splash pages have been." But then I was like, "Oh yeah, he's trapped inside of our gloopy villain guy." Yeah.
So from that angle, I actually dug it.
Oh yeah, I did dug it. I just had to do a double take.
Yeah.
I did dig it. Oh, it's been a lot. Okay, so I mentioned in the last video, man, that our coloring. We've had many questions regarding the coloring so far, and so far, all the books that we've been looking at have had glossy paper. And I'm wondering if this will help in terms of some of the video issues we've been having, or as it just now starts tweaking. But this is newsprint. This is printed on newsprint and not that glossy paper.
Right.
And I think the coloring is same color as Keith Conroy.
Yeah.
Not Kevin Conroy, that's the Batman guy. But I think way better. It's a million times better.
I'll look whenever we get out of the flashback. And this is just kind of a rehash of Ultraverse 0, right? Like the story that was in that?
No, Ultraverse 0, I don't have it on me, but Ultraverse 0 was like this sequence where he was like in hell. Remember? I mean, there was a little bit. There was a little bit of,
right?
Yeah, there was a little bit of origin stuff, but most of it was like he was like dreaming and like he was in hell.
Right. So this is basically just right after that, then, because he's like thrashing around in a nightmare, and
yep. And it's like his first time. You know, he gets sick. It's his first time that he turns into Goopy Prime, and then explodes back out of Prime. Which just the layout of this sequence is great. I love the coloring. I love the purple. Just kind of like, just totally digging it. And then he's like, "Oh my God, I've got this like skin in my freaking bedroom, and I'm gonna flush it down the toilet." So first of all, they've got hella amazing toilets in the Ultraverse. Like their plumbing can fucking really take it.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, pardon my French, everybody, but fuck Kevin's parents. How the fuck did all of this happen and they had no idea what was going on with this boy?
Right.
Like, you have got to be so, like, neglectful of your children Like the slightest noise that came from my kids' bedrooms, I'm just like, what was that? What's going on? Like, there's no way that this could all have been happening and they just had no idea. Or at least mom had no idea, as we'll soon see. Because mom's the one so far that's been freaking out. And we really start getting this kind of storyline where the dad's like, no doctors, no police, because Kevin's missing again. And mom's flipping out. And,
third time in a week.
Yeah, and he's just all brooding.
This was a nice twist, though. Because where I thought it was going with Dad, I was like, "Come on, really? Are we really going to like?"
Yeah,
but where it leads, it's like
kind of thing.
Well, just like tough it up, be a man.
Yeah,
like, But I like where it goes, actually.
And as always, we're always in high praise of Norm Breyfogle and his artwork, but every once in a while there's a weird choice that we're just like, what, dude? Like, this fucking crying face, these eyes, we're like, is she melting? What the fuck? It's weird. But it still fits. Everything fits. So mom and dad are fighting because he's like seemingly not taking it very seriously. She
is the other direction.
Is the exact opposite direction. And then as he takes off, he's just like, no one can help you now, son. You have to be strong. Be strong. Which this is totally me during my son in basic training right now. Like 100%. I related to this. I was like, oh my God, that's like me every fucking second of the day.
Yeah, you don't even notice the falling stars.
If only I had one. That was a weird choice. It was like,
it reminded me of Spielberg for some reason. Like how he always had shooting stars at the weirdest, like in Jaws, there's multiple ones of them. And like, all right, well, that's neat.
I'm not as big of a fan of Spielberg as you are, but actually I noticed that element about him and I love it. It's endearing.
Yeah.
It's endearing. All right, so Prime's been captured. What's interesting is they don't actually show Prime in this issue at all. Like, other than this, we don't see that he's inside of the goop like in last issue.
Oh, well, that's true.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to assume... Oh, wrong issue. I can't find it now.
You just... If you didn't read last issue, you'd be like, wait, what?
No. But Prime is captured by this scientist dude that we've encountered, electrocuting him, and basically just starts referring to that, like, hey, I'm the one that created you kind of thing.
Yeah, this is a very heavy exposition, like, dump.
Yeah, it was actually a little hard to get through. Because also he just kept making like really shitty 90s jokes throughout the whole thing. It was nearly 15 years ago. I had more hair then. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
So basically, go ahead.
I like the. It had a. Oh shoot! I'm trying to remember from Firestarter what the the group was called, but it reminded me of that quite a bit as he's talking about, you know, pregnant, showing the pregnant lady, and
similar kind of scenario is like taking advantage of like fertility clinics and hospitals and stuff with all these people wanting to make babies during the baby boom, and like it and those who couldn't make babies, like getting them involved in like utilizing their babies for experiments. And this is like, this guy was trying to create ultras in utero. What I thought was
sorry, that's what that was called.
The shop. Yep.
The shop.
What I thought was interesting is that he said America was in a baby bust, and I was a fertility researcher. Why wouldn't he have said baby boom? Is baby boom like trademarked or something? Why would he say baby bust?
Well, I think that's the opposite of a baby boom, is a baby bust.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he's
weren't having babies. All right.
Right.
Forgive me. I forgot the definitions of words for a second. So you'll have to. So that's basically what happened. And of course, Kevin was a part of that program. and he helped create them. And so through this goop, and also apparently as they're looking through a microscope that's projecting onto Prime, he left his DNA signature in that. So part of this doctor's DNA is actually in this goop that forms Kevin into Prime.
Right.
And so
there's his genetic makeup altogether.
Yeah. So there's this whole thing about like Kevin's fighting against, I'm not a monster, I'm a superhero. Like this guy is like making, like he's creating this scenario where like, oh my gosh, like you're basically like Frankenstein's monster, dude. And Kevin's like, no, and freaking out about that. And then this guy is going to start cutting parts of him off for more experimentation, which I was confused about because he already has a piece of him. So I didn't know why
he may have tested it to where it's gone and needed more, couldn't replicate it. But Prime's able to just break out. Like that's just like so badass. Yeah.
And it grabs the guy, but like again, it's a little boy. He's not very smart, and the doctor still is able to like stick something in him.
Again, Eldred's lettering is top notch.
I know.
Right? So many fun words that he uses and like where he places them.
And it always flows perfectly with every aspect of the drawing. Thank you, Tim. Again, God damn it. So this guy who's been helping out the mad doctor like steps in to protect him, and then Prime lifts him up, and then you get this like stuff coming out of him. God, I want to see this in a movie. Oh God, I want to see this. And then you find out it's that like big tooth dude from earlier, and he's like one of the first results of the experiment.
Certainly an earlier one.
Yeah.
I
fucking love this so much. Love it. Is this one that you have? I wish they would do this at the end and not in the middle.
Right in the middle, yeah. I didn't write down what I was going to say, so I don't remember.
Okay. I did. No, it's not this one. Nope. I think it's another one. So a big fight ensues. We get Breyfogle's like usual kind of like, he has this rhythm, this like horizontal rhythm with his fights. That's really cool. It's easy to read. It works well. And so we get the fight between the two of these, and we start seeing that despite what Prime is doing to him, like this guy can actually like regrow different stuff. So
that one was awesome.
Boom. Grow out mandible. Oh, amazing. And so because he was like an earlier version, he's not like quote unquote perfected, but it makes him more malleable. His flesh, he can like regrow stuff and almost shapeshift a little bit.
So that's pick the comic cool. Up. It's pulsating again.
Oh, is it? Jesus, hell. It's like certain colors or something. This sequence was pretty cool because he grabs Prime's cape and tears it off, and it starts gooping, and it's like, that's my body. That's like, so I did not realize that either. Is like, oh yeah, all of that is like part of him. It's like part of his body. And he freaks out. He's like, you tore my body. All of this is badass. And so he knocks the dude out and snaps his freaking neck and throws him against the wall. And as he does, the doctor, for some reason, is sitting in the same chair that electrocuted Prime, watching everything. He might as well be eating popcorn.
Right.
And fucking, I keep using the F word a lot, and I need to stop that because I do want kids to be able to watch this someday. And so he throws this dude against this electrical panel and electrocutes the monster. He's like, you made me do this. I'm not a monster.
Well, and that's the thing. This actually, I should have noted it the last episode, but like the last episode started it, but it doubles down here where Kevin is all about like, none of this is my responsibility. You made me do this. Mm-hmm. And so it's I don't think it goes, because we've talked before that it's a kid reacting like you might when you had powers, and to a degree, I agree with that. But it's also a kid who doesn't seem to have like learned any kind of responsibility.
Yeah.
At his house, like and it's frightening given that now he's got this power set.
I mean, look at it. He's got a dad who obviously has other things going on and was probably absent a lot through the.
Or at the very least, he's just been kind of looking at him side-eyed the whole time, waiting for something like this to happen.
And then a mom who's completely just, oh, my poor little baby boy, my poor little bit. Like, it doesn't look like as a kid he's had many opportunities to learn any kind of responsibility. I actually feel like that I wouldn't have related to him as a kid, but looking back as like a teenager from like, you know, my early teens and whatnot, I could see myself probably reacting this way. Like everything was everybody else's fault. Yeah. You know, in my eyes, I was always doing the right thing and trying to do the right thing, but everybody else was fucking it up, you know? And so it's actually
probably why none of this registered as when we were kids.
Exactly. Exactly. Cause that's too mature of a stance, you know, to take of like being able to see things that like, you know, you have a part to play in this shit. God, can we just like, again, his experimentation with his panel choices are just like great. God damn, I love his layouts.
Well, particularly with action, like we've noted, his action is insane.
I'm not sure this was actually worthy of a splash page, but it's still good.
Yeah.
It can't be true. So he's just kind of taken off. He does
as crying from his daddy.
Yep. They even look a little similar. He's flying and he sees a billboard for the squad, and so he thinks, hey, you know, maybe I can go see Hardcase. And I remembered that Hardcase was filming a movie at Pinnacle Pictures in a magazine that I just read. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, magazines weren't all that up and up. Like, they weren't like the internet back then, but whatever.
Well, I think it was mostly just a plug for Ultra Monthly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reddit and Ultra Monthly, which I don't think we're probably going to go over, even though I have the first issue, but it's like, that's a lot. So he flies to Pinnacle, and he sees like a tank getting ready to fall. So he swooshes in and captures the tank to hopefully protect everyone, because he just, you know, he is a good kid at heart. He's trying to do the right thing. And then he gets shot in the face by Prototype, who's like, dude, you messed up my shot. And then it's like, Jesus, you look like crap. So
well, and here's part of where the chronology isn't perfect that we've got, because of where Prototype ended.
I know. That's why I was like, wait a minute. The Marvel fandom chronology is not completely on the up and up. Because Prototype was in the middle of shit when we left him on issue 1.
Right.
So I kind of want to go back and visit Prototype now after we finish this stint on Prime. So that's maybe something under conversation and consideration.
Yeah.
I love Norm Breyfogle as always, but I do not like this rendition of Prototype. He definitely seems to be better with organics than like plastics and metal and. Yep.
I mean, just fine with cars and whatnot, I guess. But yeah, something about the armor here is just a little too fluid and not.
Yep. Agree. And so here we get a little bit more cool body horror. The doctor ended up surviving, and so did the dude, the goopy, toothy dude. And then takes the doctor away. He's like, "You're a good son, Dewey. Thanks, Dad." So they've got some kind of close, you know, friendship.
Well, and the only thing that bugged me here about this whole sequence with the doctor and with Dewey is that this is the same crew that, like, in issue 1 are talking to the crackhead, talking to the perv doctor, and they're always like steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, you're right, he sits down in the midst of this bombastic battle that's just destroying the lab. So yeah,
In the electric chair, no less.
Right. So that's one of those things where it's like Prometheus, where people, super intelligent people, start acting stupid to further the plot. Like,
yep.
And I mean, that's not an unforgivable sin, but I was like, man, you guys, literally 2 episodes ago or issues ago, you were crushing it. Now you're just dumb.
I will say that, man, Malibu needs to get some ads that are a little bit different, because we've seen the same ads for months now, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know how that works back in the day. Like, if you ran, I didn't pay enough attention to ads, so.
All right, well, this was Prime number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I have a double issue of Prime number 3, so if you like this video, share it out, and tag Aaron and I in that share on your social media. The first person who does that, I will send you Prime number 3.
Hell of a deal.
Oh, you can't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. And it's bagged, boarded, semi-professionally. All right. Thanks, everyone. Please go out, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, go to Aaron's Patreon, go to Aaron's shop, buy his stuff, do the same for me.
You can see where we got all of our, not all of it, but you can see the influence of Ultraverse on our stuff. So 100%. Certainly the NVCC stuff.
100%. All right, everyone. Take care. Keep it safe and keep it psycho.